talking to a man in Hungarian. But it is just work like me, you know.
What's it like to do dirty talk in Hungarian? Does it sound good in Hungarian?
No, I don't like dirty talking in Hungarian at all.
What's an example, like if you were to say, my good girl in Hungarian? Does that sound weird or does it make sense in...
What? My good?
My good little girl, for example. Would you say that in Hungarian? In bed, I mean. Good day, gentlemen. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down an in-field approach that I did recently on the streets of Budapest with a lovely and very pretty young Hungarian lady. So let's get into it. Hello. How are you?
Sorry?
I said, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not selling anything. You've got that look of, why am I here?
No, sorry.
Oh, do you know why I'm here?
No.
To tell you look wonderful today and to meet you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. So the first thing, I've run in around to speak to her. I didn't notice that she's got her headphones on and she's listening to music. So the start of this is a bit glitchy. Yeah, I'm saying hi and she's like, what? And then I'm asking if she knows why I'm there. But it doesn't matter, right? Because I just keep a generally chill vibe and it didn't happen perfectly smoothly. But me asking her if she knows why I'm there, I'm not saying this is something you need to do all the time, but she was giving me this like look of like what's going on. So that was the impression that I got of her. So I asked and then told her why she's there, and then everything relaxes. She says thank you so much and we begin the interaction. Don't worry if your first seconds are a bit fumbly. Ideally we want to make things smooth and make our very first impressions count, but you'll have this thing happen where she doesn't hear what you're saying, she misunderstands you, she's got headphones in, and as long as you stay cool and relaxed and move through it, then generally we can get the train back on the tracks.
Thank you so much.
Are you on the phone or you're listening to a podcast?
I'm just listening to some music.
What's your name?
My name is...
So you see here, I give her time to figure out what she's doing, right? She's got her phone and I'm asking her what she's doing. Is she on the phone? Because if she was, then I'd say, do you mind if you just call them back? Okay, she's listening to music. I'm allowing the space for her to figure out what she's doing, to take her headphones off, put it on, and then I get into my conversation. How do you do? I'm James.
James. Where are you from?
That's better. I offer to shake her hand and she gives me this weird kind of limp, Spanishy handshake, which I don't particularly like. And so I take her by the wrist and I readjust her hand and make her squeeze my hand properly. Why am I doing this? Well, it's an excuse for some extra touch. It's so that we're making a proper connection because I want to like hold her hand properly, and also it's showing some dominance and leadership in a light-hearted way. And she enjoys it. We have a laugh about it. Now we've had some extra touch, and now she starts asking me questions. I'm Australian.
Oh, wow. Are you on a holiday?
No, I live here, let's say, half the time. Yeah.
Okay, and so are you working here?
Yeah, I have my own business, so I can work from wherever, but I have my media team here, so I'm here often.
Oh, that's really wonderful.
Yeah. You see here that she starts leading the conversation. Sometimes girls do this. They're friendly and they're open, and she's starting to just ask me a bunch of kind of basic, where are you from, what's going on in your life questions. When a girl starts doing this, let her do it. Right? Some guys think that they need to dominate the conversation or jump in there and lead things immediately. But if a girl's chatty, then I'm just going to hang back and let her do some of the work for me. She wants to find out stuff about me. Cool. I'm going to give her the chance to do that. But you see that after I've done that for a few questions where she's asking me questions, now I start to take control over it again and make a personal comment about her eyes. Your eyes are quite similar to mine.
Yeah.
A beautiful greeny grey.
Yeah, green and grey.
It's pretty rare to find, right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
So here I give both her and myself a compliment, because she had similar eyes to me, green grey eyes. I'm noticing that. I'm saying that there's creating some rapport between us because we have the same colour eyes, and then giving her a compliment and saying how rare we are. So we both feel special.
Okay.
And are you a Hungarian?
Yeah, I'm Hungarian. Yeah, I live here in Budapest for like a year right now.
So you were from a smaller town previously?
Yeah, actually I'm from Western Hungary, so it's pretty close to here. But yeah, I really like Budapest actually.
Yeah, it's like It's a little bit dirty, but a little bit beautiful.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
It's not similar to Australia.
So, what are we doing here? Basic chit chat. Nothing special, just finding out where she's from. Now, often when a girl says she's from a smaller town, then and that opens up an avenue of conversation where I might talk about, oh, so do you prefer the big city or the countryside? Do you feel like you're a country girl? Do you feel like you can reinvent yourself in the city? So that was where I was probably leading that at the time. But then she immediately goes in and starts explaining how she loves being in Budapest. And so I shift with the needs of the conversation. And instead of me doing what most people would do about any given city if they say they like it, say, yeah, it's an amazing city, it's so lovely, I give a bit of the good and the bad, right? Because Budapest is both a gorgeous and a filthy city, right? It's both elegant and decaying. And so me pointing that out creates just a little bit of dissonance that's showing that I'm not supplicating or I'm not trying to validate everything or agree with everything that she says. There's a lot going on.
It's not similar to Australia, or I don't know from which city.
No, it's very different from Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Australia is quite a young country, so
Yeah.
we don't have very old buildings and
Yeah.
a long culture or any culture at all, really. We're just quite relaxed, and it's a mixture of people from around the world.
You are living.
All right, so again, there's nothing special going on here. She's asking me about Australia. I make a little bit of a joke, self-deprecating about how Australians don't really have any culture. But I remember this at the time, my finishing statement, I didn't really know what I was going to say. Australians are a bit relaxed, and then she jumps in over the top of me as I'm finishing and we're cultures from all around the world, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Like at that point, I was just like, I just let the words go because now she's jumping in again and starting a new topic. So this is like a conversational mistake, let's say, where don't have a perfectly clear idea of what I'm trying to explain, but it just waffles off and then I move on from it. So understanding this, that good pickups are never going to be perfect. I don't know if I've ever done a perfect seduction. Maybe I've done one or two, but we can make mistakes, we can mumble, we can, half finish an idea. As long as we maintain the flow and the good vibe, generally it's going to be fine. Mixture of people from around the world.
You are living here, and half of the time you are living in Austria.
No, then I'm also in Portugal. So I don't go back to Australia much these days.
Oh.
Yeah, just to see family sometimes.
So Portugal. Oh.
Sounds confusing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, I've been traveling a lot all my life for work, and then now I'm slowing down a little bit. So sometimes I'm at my farm, looking after my goats and my donkeys.
Really?
Yeah, I have 2 donkeys.
So where is your farm actually?
It's in northern Portugal. Yeah.
And which one do you like the most?
This girl's got pretty good game, right? She's asking the right type of questions that I would be getting a student to ask in return. So she's being curious again, so I'm just hanging back and letting her lead the interaction. Again, we're not finding out that important things about each other. We're orientating where we're from, what we do, basic stuff. So a lot of the initial parts of interactions will be like this, and it's totally fine. Don't think I need to be immediately jumping into flirtation or heavy banter or whatever. The point of this kind of chit-chat is simply for us to sync up and be in the same space and vibe, right? So we're relaxed together and we're just getting to know the basics. We'll move into something more interesting coming up soon. Need both. I need both because...
So Hungary and Portugal as well?
Yeah, but it's like I need the city and the country, because when I'm at the country for a little while it's beautiful, and then I start to get bored, and then I want to come to the city and get into some madness, and then I need to chill out and go back to the farm. So that's my cycling.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a good combination.
Yeah.
And what are you doing in life? All right, so now we've come to the end of where she's asked me enough questions. I've explained what's going on for me, why I like something, my choice of where I'm living at. If a girl asks you questions or you're just volunteering information about yourself, try to give your what, as in the fact, and then give a why associated with it, right? So I'm like, I live in these 2 places, and I like it because I want to be relaxed and calm in one space and be in nature with my donkeys. I do have 2 donkeys, Doninha and Oligado. And then I need to come back and explore the madness of the city, right? So whenever you're talking about yourself, if I say I'm really into fitness and I'm running a marathon, cool fact, but why do you do that? Because I really want to challenge myself, or I find I get into a really meditative zone when I'm doing that, right? So it's generally a good technique to offer your personal relationship to the topic. Now I decided, oh cool, I'm going to swing it over and now take command, finding out more about her.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a good combination.
Yeah.
And what are you doing in life?
Actually, I work at a travel agency here in Hungary. So I study tourism and hospitality. I really like this field. But later, after my 30s, I want to start my own business.
After your 30s.
Yeah.
Right, you've got a specific timeline.
Yeah, because in my 20s, I want to gain more and more experience.
In everything?
Yeah, in everything.
Work, pleasure.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Right, so finding out basics about what she's doing. She's working as a travel agent, and when she hits her 30s, then she wants to start her own business. So I call her out on that because in a playful way, because it's a funny turn of phrase, let's say. But she's explaining, she's a good conversationalist, she's explaining that in her 20s, which is now, she wants to get more experience. Now, this is a kind of a pivotal moment. Maybe it doesn't sound like much, but it is important. Because I'm not taking what she's saying literally. Because she's saying, I want to get more experience in work, so that in travel agency stuff, travel stuff, so that she can then she then has experience in order to open a business. But what I'm doing is I'm always listening for these kind of keywords or phrases where there's an opportunity for me to twist the meaning, right? So to make it flirtatious or slightly sexual, let's say, or have some kind of innuendo to it. So when I say in everything, she's like, yes, and then I've set her up so that I'm saying in work and in pleasure, and she's like, yes. All right, cool. So she's getting the hint there that I'm being flirtatious and taken the literal meaning of something and then played with it so that it's more fun.
And I want to travel a lot, to see the world, because I have this imagine that I want to live abroad, settle down abroad, like Spain, Italy, or France.
Is that because the Hungarian men are not your style? Again, I'm twisting the direction of where this conversation's going. So she's explaining her future plans that she wants to settle down and live in some other country. And cool, I could have said, oh, is that because of the Italian food or because of the French wine? Or for the Spanish flamenco? No, I switch it to, okay, is this about the men? Right? Because I want us to have a conversation that's a little bit more spicy.
I don't really think that I will settle down here in Hungary, because I just couldn't imagine that my husband will be Hungarian,
You're not the first Hungarian lady to tell me something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what's wrong with them? And be honest, because I won't tell them.
I just don't like that,
Well, I will actually tell them. I'm telling them now. So for all my Hungarian viewers, sorry dudes for throwing you under the bus here. But what am I doing? Because this again is something that I have heard before, especially when you have girls in, let's say, a fairly traditional culture or Eastern European culture. When they talk about that they want to live overseas or they're more international, often they're not that interested in the local guys because maybe I don't want to trash on my Hungarians too much. But what I'm doing here is a bit sneaky because I'm now differentiating all of the other dudes in the city and the foreign guys, of which I'm the only one that's talking to her right now. So I'm deliberately, basically taking all other options and allowing her to trash them so that then I become the obvious option, which I was anyway. Come on. Dirty tricks.
Because I don't like talking to a man in Hungarian. It is just what like me,
What's it like to do dirty talk in Hungarian? So it turns out the reason that she doesn't want to date or marry a Hungarian man comes down to the way that the language sounds. So as she's saying that, I just am thinking, all right, language, man and woman, what am I going to talk about? Again, I could have kept that really vanilla and safe and going, oh, okay, is it the intonation or does it feel like it's too feminine when the man speaks it or whatever? And I'm like, oh no, dirty talk. So then I go in and say, right, so what's it like to do dirty talk in Hungarian? Now, we're definitely having a risky conversation, right? This is not the average conversation that a random stranger is going to have with a girl. It's being done polite. There's nothing sleazy about it, but there's let's say, a logical transition into more sexy topics here. Does it sound good in Hungarian?
No, I don't like dirty talking in Hungarian at all.
What's an example, like if you were to say, my good girl in Hungarian? Does that sound weird or does it make sense in...
What? My good?
My good little girl, for example. Would you say that in Hungarian? In bed, I mean?
In bed? I don't know. I don't know the exact expression for it,
Right.
to be honest.
So it's... Do you then... This street's so noisy.
All right, so we're in the middle of our little banter here, and then because we're on Kossuth Lajos utca, an extremely loud ambulance goes by. What I do here is I just stop and don't talk for the period of this ridiculous siren, which you guys are going to have to suffer through before, and then I'm going to play it again just to, you know, like chalk on the nails on the chalkboard. You have this sometimes you have this kind of thing, very loud noise or some major distraction or some homeless guy comes up and starts doing something. It's okay to wait, right? Because otherwise what's my choice there is to shout over the top of the siren about, is dirty talk good in Hungarian? So feel free to adapt to the scenario. So anyway, I was distracted. Where were we?
So do you switch to English in dirty talk, even if you're with a Hungarian?
Now this is fun banter and we're still talking about dirty talk. I probably could have pushed this further, like my choice of what's it like to say a dirty phrase, and I chose my good little girl. I could have done something nasty, and now I think back I should have been like, how do you say fuck me harder in the ass in Hungarian? And she would have totally been down with that. She was more than happy to play. So anyway, I kept it safer than I could have, but this is still definitely a fun and sexy conversation for both.
Or you just don't do Hungarians?
No, in Hungarian I don't like these dirty talking things, even from a man.
Mm-hmm.
But of course it depends. If you are really angry, you can use that.
If you're really angry. Okay, good to know.
But no, in general no.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it is. But I think that for most of to the youngers, it is just the only option that we want to live abroad, you know, because here in Hungary, I think it's like a really, so most of Hungarians are really negative.
I've heard, yeah, they're grumpy, right?
Yeah,
Grumpy people.
and
Which
not
you can
welcoming and things like that. We have some really cold personality as well. So that's why I really like Italy, Spain, and the South France.
Yeah, maybe that's like a hangover from the Soviet Union days.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Yeah. But you're very friendly and open.
Again, she's explaining further about why she would want to live overseas, and she says most young Hungarians would want to do that. I don't know if that's exactly true, but it comes out that it's about the mentality of the people, that she, in her opinion, that they're negative. And, you know, just to back up my Hungarian brothers and sisters a little bit, like explain, well, possibly that's because of certain things historically, but then I switched that to being about her. But you seem really friendly and open, right? So again, differentiating her from the rest of, let's say, Hungarian girls, taking a topic which is about people in general or the demographics of people, and then switching it and making it into a personal compliment.
But you're very friendly and open.
Yeah, thank
I guess
you so much.
you're dealing with travellers a lot and foreigners,
Yeah.
so you've learned how to smile.
Yes.
Well done. You have a nice smile too.
Thank you.
It doesn't look fake or anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, so
Extending on from that I can see why she would be more friendly and open, and making a little joke that she's learned to smile and then throwing in a compliment, and she has a very nice smile. She likes it.
it's really important, but you are Australians, are really, really friendly, open-minded, welcoming.
Yeah, we're relaxed. We're lazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's not really any big problems in Australia, so everyone's doing okay. You know, beaches and...
But the nature is...
Oh, let me guess. You're about to say...
All right, so this happens every time I talk to a girl now, so I've learned to just jump in, where she's like, Australians are so nice and open-minded, but the nature, and I know what she's going to do, so I jump in and tell her exactly what she's about to say.
But the nature is...
Oh, let me guess. You're about to say that you won't go because of the spiders and the snakes, right?
Yeah, sure. And that was
McLeod's daughter.
Yeah. It was my favorite series back when I was a little child. So it was really good. It was like a farm thing.
In the dust, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Australia is not all like that. We have desert, we have rainforests, we have beaches, we have big cities. So, and the spiders don't worry about those. They're not everywhere like everyone thinks on TikTok.
I'm sure.
So yeah, you can relax about the spiders. Yeah. And what are you doing now?
All right, she tells me about what she knows about Australia, about McLeod's daughters, which I think was a series about Cheryl McLeod and Daryl McLeod out on the farm in the bust. I never saw it.
In case you haven't noticed, we're all women here.
Pack up your things and get off the property. I'm the boss now.
I think I saw an ad for it once and went, yeah, nah. All right, so anyway, now I've decided time enough to wrap it up. I don't know, it's 7 minutes into the interaction. So I'm going to figure out my logistics and go for a close because I believe we have more than enough rapport for that.
And what are you doing now?
Actually, I have to go to buy some groceries.
Good idea.
And after that, I have a meeting with my friends. So, just chilling a little bit, chatting each other. We are girls, so we really
You need to gossip.
Yeah. Gossip.
Do you have any juicy gossip this time?
Juicy? Maybe we have.
All right, excellent. Okay, I'd like to take you out sometime if you'd like that.
Okay, we will see.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, I'm like, okay, what are you doing right now? Which is my way of like finishing things off. She's like, she's doing this. She's going to go and chat with the girls. Oh, girls like to gossip. Yes, they do. All right, cool. That's wrapped it up. And then I phrase it in terms of, I want to take you out sometime if you'd like that. And a lot of the time when guys are closing, they'll do something like, can I get your number? Or let's swap contacts, or can I get your Instagram? Which is a really weak close. I'm sure I've done them before, but it's way weaker than stating your intent. My intent here is I want to take you out. And that's a proper masculine direct offer. And she says, yes, I'd like to.
Can I get your number or WhatsApp or something?
Yeah, sure.
Now, let me see if I can guess how to spell and you can tell me if it's correct. It's, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, it's perfect.
Is that a Hungarian name? I haven't heard a Hungarian called that.
No, not
It's
exactly.
Italian or something, right?
Yeah, because it means...
Just put in your +36, etc. Okay. I will text you on WhatsApp, and when we have time, we can meet.
Okay, thank you so much, and have a nice day.
This is in Australia.
Oh.
Rotate the wrist. There we go. That's a good Australian handshake. Okay, take it easy.
thanks.
Bye.
She says yes, moved through logistics seamlessly, wanting the WhatsApp, put in the code for her, having just a little chat about her name, which is not something I always need to, but because it was an unusual name for a Hungarian, this is just all good, relaxed vibes at the end. So there's no like, I'm getting the number and running away. But when she's putting the number in, I shut up. A lot of the times guys will think they need to keep chatting. So allow that little pressure when the girl's actually typing the digits in. And then cool, I tell her again that I'm going to contact her and we'll figure out when we can meet. Go for the handshake. Again, she gives the weird handshake. I readjust that. And then as we're pulling away, you see the hands just have that nice little glide. So the last thing she feels as I'm like, see you later, is fingertips touching fingertips, which is a sexy end. And then I walk away without looking back with shit exploding behind me. Great success. Hope you enjoyed. If you would like to learn how to do this, that is, meet women in everyday locations and take them out on dates in a very short amount of time, then you should consider joining me for the very last workshop that I'll be leading this year, which is coming up from the 1st until the 4th of November in Barcelona, Spain, one of the best locations in the world for meeting sexy women, as I take a small group of gentlemen around the streets doing infield, inner game, styling, lifestyle design, mostly infield. We're going to be going out a lot with hidden microphones on so I can listen in on your conversations and give you razor sharp feedback so that every interaction leads to exponential improvement. I'm the greatest in the world at teaching day game. It's definitely something that no one else has had nearly as much experience as me, teaching men from all around the world for well over a decade. So this is your last chance for the year to join me. If you're interested, you just need to click the link in the description. You can get on a free call with us. We'll have a chat to you about your situation, give you some advice and see if it's a right fit for you. So I hope to see you for the final workshop of the year coming up November 1st to 4th. And if not, see you in the next video. Peace.